welcome back. So I just finished reading the two books after the Hunger Games that are part of the Hunger Games. I'm going to review them in the order I believe you're supposed to read them, not the order I read them. I reversed them. So the first one is The Ballad of the Songbirds and Snakes, and I believe that movie is coming out either later this year or next year. And this is Hunger Games book by Suzanne Collins, and this is Snow's story. Ambition will fuel him, competition will drive him, but power has its price. It is the morning of the reaping that will kick off the 10th annual Hunger Games in the capital. 18-year-old Corinthios Snow is preparing for his one shot at glory as a mentor in the games. The once mighty House of Snow has fallen on hard times, its fate hanging on the slender chance that Coriolanus will be able to outcharm, outwit, and outmaneuver his fellow students to mentor the winning tribute. The odds are against him. He's been given a humiliating assignment of mentoring the female tribute from District 12, the lowest of the low. Their fates are now completely intertwined. Every choice Corinthius makes could lead to favor or failure, triumph or ruin. Inside the arena, it will be a fight to the death. Outside the arena, Corinthius starts to feel for his doomed tribute and must weigh his need to follow the rules against his desire to survive no matter what it takes. So this is Snow's story, and it is kind of tells you how he got to be where he was, in the Hunger Games, how he got to be there, and what made him who he is. I didn't like Snow in the Hunger Games. I started to like him in this book, and then I didn't like him again. So, depends on whether or not what you thought of Snow, but it does give you a prospect as to how he became who he is. The second book was called Sunrise of the Reaping. And again, I read these in reverse. I read Sunrise of the Reaping first, and then the other one. This one is Hiram's story. When you've been set up to lose everything you love, what is there left to fight for? As the day dawns on the 15th annual Hunger Games, fear grips the districts of Pan Am. This year, in honor of Quarter Quell, twice as many tributes will be taken from their homes. Back in District 12, Heinrich Abernathy is trying not to think too hard about his chances. All he cares about is making it through the day and being with the girl he loves. When Heinrich's name is called, he can feel all his dreams break. He's torn from his family and his love, shuttled to the capital with the three other District 12 tributes. A young friend who is nearly a sister to him, a compulsive odds maker, and the most stuck-up girl in town. As the games begin, Heinrich understands he has been set up to fail, but there's something in him that wants to fight, and have that fight reverberate far beyond the deadly arena. So this is Heinrich's story, and this one I really did like because it got you to see how he became the alcoholic and who he was in the Hunger Games series. What happened to him during the Hunger Games when he was tribute. Obviously, he won the games because that's how he became their mentor, so you already know that going in, but about the love that he had for the girl he loved. And it's interesting because the girl that Snow fell for, the one that Heinrich loved, how they could possibly be connected to Katniss and in the Hunger Games, and maybe how they're all kind of intertwined. That one was absolutely one of my favorites. I mean, I obviously loved the Hunger Games books and the movies. That one was my favorites of the two that I had just read. Again, Snow was never one of my favorite characters, and as much as I'd love to see his story and how he became that and his struggles, ultimately, I think sometimes the power and wanting that power and things going to your head can change who you are and knowing what's right to wrong. So I would definitely, if you loved the Hunger Games, check them out. And I don't think it really matters what order you read them in because I don't feel like I lost anything reading them in the order I read them in. So check out the other two Hunger Games books, and thank you so much for tuning in. Have a wonderful day.